Let's hear some more from Will Baxter.
Thank you. Change. Come on, let's change. The new year's almost here. Almost. Almost December. Almost December. So don't walk that way, no. There might be danger. Don't speak to me that way, baby. You know I'm not a stranger. No. Oh, I wanna change. Everybody, let's change. Change. The New Year's almost here. Almost December. Almost December. Let's change. Everybody, let's change. The New Year's almost here. Almost December. New Year's almost here. It's almost December. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ricardo Romero, everybody. Thank you so much.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my go-to get out of depression songs. Love is always there. My love is always waiting. And when I am away from it, all I have to do is head toward it. How appropriate. I hope you guys know how much I love you. Thank you. I love me. Thank you. I love me and I love us, and the times that we are together are very special and expand my heart. Yes. If you weren't with us last week, we talked a little bit about how children see things and the process we go through to become adults and the way we see things when we become adults. And today I'd like to continue that a little bit further as we explore what the universe looks like to adults of God. This is your disclaimer right here. Hold on to your seats and buckle in, because this can be a turbulent time. When we shift one belief system and one way of being for another one, even a higher one, there's some stress and there's some emotion and there's some bumps. And we ride through those to a higher way of being and a higher place and an easier life and a better life and a richer life. But the path there is not always so easy. We know we manifest by a combination of doing and not doing. And we spoke a little bit about last week about right action and the things that bring about right results for us and getting us the results that we want. So today we'll take a different look at the universe. I'm going to say some things that you haven't heard before. And it is all the science of mind. It's just looking at it from 180 degrees around and looking at it backwards. So I'll dive into this, because what's always here isn't always obvious and apparent. And that was the lessons of childhood and what we see when we finally realize what the world holds for us. There's one of those cute lessons out in the lobby. Did you meet the clever octopus? Yes. That, like our teaching tool and our teaching symbols here on the side of the stage, that is another teaching symbol. And you look at it and you see the octopus. And then if you look closer at it and you spend some time with it, you see that it's made up of things that used to be other things, like baby booties and matchbox cars and cassette tapes and fun little things in there that have been repurposed, and now they're part of something else. And they help form structure and give life to something else. Before I start talking about we need to kind of clarify what we mean by universe and infinity as we jump into these things. Universe, what it means and how we use it oftentimes are very different things. Universe means the total sum of all there is, all there was, and all there will be. The power that's seen, the power that's not seen. All of that is us. It's you and it's I. And we know that. But when we use the word universe, we so often take ourselves out of it. No one's ever mistaken this for the universe. I often take you out of it. Because this has a name. You have a name. What I can see and what I can touch and what I can call by its name, I call Audrey and Jerry and Chuck. But what I can't see, I call universe. And so the term that's supposed to mean oneness of all things, we often use in a way that means separation. Something else. And I'm handing it over to something else. And watch people when they say universe, and their arms will go away from their body like this. It's like, well, they just throw it out there into the universe. I'm just going to put it out there into the universe and see what comes up. And we treat the universe like this big swimming pool sometimes that we can just take and create a thought and we just skip it into the universe and we just wait, and out of that will rise up the desire that we hold in our hearts. Others of us go right to the edge of the pool and we take our fishing pole out and we just say, whatever's good, whatever I catch, just grab onto this hook and I am so fine. Hey, look, I caught something. It's what the universe wanted me to have. In reality, if the universe is a big swimming pool, I'm a little kid in the shallow end with my water wings on, and I'm splashing water out there, and I splash water from here to there, and I wonder why the water never changes. Infinity is another story. Infinity is endless and endless possibility. And I have a few problems with infinity. Number one, there's just way too much of it. There is. You can't look at it. It's hard to do anything with it. And in that vastness, I lose myself. And what I want seems so small that if I go into infinity and I go out to the universe, I feel like I need to have a bigger request. I feel like I have to have a bigger issue. And it's like, man, if I ever get these guys' attention, I want to tell them everything I want right now so that I can get it all at once. It's not like I can go do it again and again, that I'm part of this. No, I have to have a big request, and so I overdo it. And my heart isn't in it because I'm trying to look cool instead of just accomplish the desire of my heart. And I am taken out of the equation. The further I can throw that desire out into the universe, the further it is from me, the less responsibility I have, and the more responsibility somebody else has. And a lot of us use that infinity as a substitute for hope. To me, it's like buying a lottery ticket. Biggest lottery ever recently, $1.6 billion prize. Chances of winning that was 1 in over 302 million. But it gives everybody who buys a ticket hope that their life can change. Because it could happen. There's a chance, 1 in 302 million, that could happen. And so they use that for hope. And when that doesn't work, they buy another ticket next week. And they hold on to that. Now, if we look at things a little bit different way, we could trade possibility for probability. And if we're going to gamble, instead of playing the lottery, we could play roulette. The little wheel that spins and we throw a ball in there and there's a chance between 0 and 99 where that's going to land. But if you just put your money on red or black, your chances of winning are 1 in 2. Your probability is shot way up. And that's what we want to look at as adults of the universe, is increasing our probability and bringing into reality what we want to manifest, what we want to have, and what we want to hold. I'd like to suggest that the further you have to throw your intention out into possibility, the further it is away from you, the less likely you plan on participating in the process, and the less likely that it will actually materialize. So I want to take a different view of the universe. A universe that is the same, but we don't talk about it here. I want to talk about the limited universe, the limited nature, the divided universe, the separateness and dependence of the universe. And bear with me till we get to the end of this, and hopefully it makes a little sense. Ernest Holmes used an example of cabbage, and it's a good one. And he says, if we want cabbage, we can't grow cabbage. I can't grow cabbage. But I can take a seed and I can create conditions where cabbage will grow, where cabbage can grow. And I nurture those conditions and I nurture that plant and I keep that plant growing. And the universe, the seed, something that's not Curt, brings forth cabbage. I can't do that. Now, when that's done, cabbage is only good for a couple of things, and one of them is coleslaw. And I take that cabbage into the house, and I take a green cabbage and red cabbage and carrots, and chop, 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 and mix it with this and that, and I've got coleslaw. And the universe can't do that. Only I can do that. But I'll be darned if the universe doesn't take credit for my coleslaw. It does, and rightly so, because I am part of the universe. I am one of those things that the universe uses to move things and do things and say things. I've got these. And the unseen part, if they do, they don't work here. These really are the hands of God. I know. I thought they'd be bigger too. And so I think of the universe as a giant corporation. I Am Incorporated. And it has different divisions, and we work separately from each other. And we get messages, and sometimes we call a meeting. And to me, a spiritual mind treatment is nothing but a meeting of I Am Incorporated, where I call a meeting and I say, hey, I have a plan. I know my plan's going to work because I have a great team to work with. And I call everybody in, the seen and the unseen, and I say, hey, this is what we are going to do. And I know you're all capable. I know you're all competent. I don't tell you why we're doing this. I don't tell you how. I just say this is what we're going to do. Everybody takes off and they do their thing, and it comes together, and I am thankful. In order to make that happen, the beauty of looking at the divided universe is that we work in a way that we are partly responsible, and the universe is partly responsible. The universe right here. The universe right here. And so it really behooves us do things in a right way, not in a right way that we get their blessing, but in a way that we cooperate with them so that they understand us and that we work with them so their work isn't wasted and our work isn't wasted. A lot of us think that the universe can read our minds. I don't think so, and it doesn't matter. But let's just suppose for a moment that the universe can read your mind. I get lost up here myself. The contradictions and the craziness and the stuff that was never supposed to be real is floating around up here. And one of the ways that I work and cooperate with the universe is I choose, I decide, I refine that intention, and then I put it out there clearly and concisely. And the shorter and clearer my intention is, the better they can work with that. Now, here's a crazy thought. But I have a funny feeling now, thinking in this and sitting with this, that it works just the same way on the other side, on the things that we can't see. And that I send messages to them, but they send messages to me, and they've sent messages to you. And they say, could you do this? I need you to do this right now. And they give you a very short and confined intention and request and purpose. In moving here, in this whole process, my instruction was, it wasn't even an instruction, I got the message that Sunday service would be here at the Art Factory on November 4th. The end of transmission. That's what I got to work with. I was not the only one who got that message. I wasn't the one who got it first. But we got that. And I think it could be that those messages are what prayers sound like on the other side. When someone prays and you get their intention and they pray to God that can do what they need and what needs to be done, that message comes in and it says, do this. And it tells Drew, get a truck. Wendy says, do we have a truck? And I said, I don't know. And she said, do you think we should ask around and get a truck? And I said, no, that's not my job. My job is to make sure we are out of one place and into another. That is my only assignment. The universe told me that's what it wanted. That's what was going to happen. It didn't tell me how to do it. It didn't tell me that it was going to be rough. That path is going to be jagged, but at least it's all uphill. It didn't mention any of that stuff. And I'm not so sure that it knew. It's just like me when I ask and I say, hey, this is what I need, this is when I need it. And when it comes to me, I say thanks, like it was nothing to bring that into existence. I don't know what they went through to get that to happen. And so gratitude is really, really in order. I have been so blessed to have a front row seat here to everything that is going on. And I have heard that this move and this transition is bringing a lot of energy into our community. And I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way at all. I know that was close. There was a transition and a change and a shift in this community. And it happened between the middle of August and the end of September. No longer are we a community without a leader. We are a community of leaders. And that shift in energy brought about the change that we could pray and wish and hope for that never happened. It was impossible to think of this even a month ago today. That's when the process was set in place. And when we were all ready, and when we shifted and our consciousness raised, doors were open to us. Things were suddenly possible. And we all stepped up in different ways to do what we do to make this happen. We are working as a community. As I think it was intended. And as I look back on it, I think our previous experience was not an affliction, but a condition. Because the universe is growing consciousness. And the truth is, it has no more control over growing consciousness than I do over growing cabbage. It doesn't. But it can create conditions where there is certain amount of pressure and certain amount of free space and certain amount of restructuring that needs to happen, that consciousness will bloom. And when it is ready, it blooms, and that becomes our new reality and our new existence. We are here to raise consciousness. And that consciousness is raised, and we are raising it higher. We have been taken from the seedling that we were and the conditions that we were in. And as soon as we sprouted and bloomed, the gardener said, it's time to move this one outside. And here we are. I'd like to invite our practitioners up. It's so lovely to be here as a group, to have our energy fill this space. The vibration that we're holding, the light that we're shining is shining out to the world. It's reaching new people. Some will come to us for help. Many will come to us to join us and just have company, and they've waited for us to be here. Others will come in to help us. So in this stillness and in this moment, let's bow our heads and give thanks for each other. And universe to universe, let's say, I love you. I love you. So grateful for the universe that helps us and aids us and watches over us. And we know that that is available to us all the time, and that we are available to it. And as we work together and cooperate, the reality and the desires of our heart grows. The light and love we are is shining and it's growing. All is well and as it should be. This light I take with me, this light I share with you, this light I share with the world. And if we can, we'll just send this out from this building, from here out to our city, and let people know that we are here, that we are love, that if there is a manifestation to be seen of love, they can find it here, where I show up as love, and you show up as love, and the gods we want are the gods we are. I am so thankful for love. I am so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for the light and the law that makes it all so. And together we say, and so it is.